Our topic of today is cube and cube roots. I repeat, cube and cube roots, and my name is Mrs. Edokbai. Now, what is a cubed number? What is a cubed number? A cubed number is a number multiplied by itself 3 times. It can be written as y raised to the power of 3, where y represents the number. This is y times y times y times y. This is equals to y raised to the power of 3 or y cubed. Let's look at some examples on how to find the cube of a number. The example reads, what is the cube of the following? A, 5. B, 0.3. C, 2 over 3. Let's solve this out. The first question was to find the cube of 3, and I write it as 5 raised to the power of 3. This is 5 times 5 times 5. I go back to that, sorry, please. That's 5 raised to the power of 3. 5 raised to the power of 3 is written as 5 times 5 times 5. Okay. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 1, 2, 5. The second example, the second question, is to find the cube of 0.3, and I write this out as 0.3 cube, or raised to the power of 3. This gives me 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3. I'll be multiplying this out. This is multiplication of decimals. We have done that before, and we all know our multiples, so we'll just multiply this out. 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3, that gives me 0.027. Okay, the next question is to find the cube of 2 over 3. Bracket open, 2 over 3, bracket close. Okay, I multiply this out. This is 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 times 2 over 3. Okay, I will multiply out my numerators. After that, I multiply my denominator. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. This gives me 8 over. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. Therefore, the cube of 2 over 3 is 8 over 27. The cube of 0.3 is 0.027. And the cube of 5 is 135. That is all about cubed numbers. Let's look at another subtopic, which is cube roots. I repeat, cube roots. Okay. The cube root sign is written this way. I'm going to be writing down the cube root sign. This is the cube root sign. Here it goes. The cube root sign is denoted as shown below. It is the radical sign of the square root sign with a little 3 to denote the cube root sign. I just wrote the cube root sign, and I'll be writing the square root sign this way. This is my square root sign, while this is my cube root sign. The difference between the cube root and the square root sign is that we have a little 3 at the radical sign, of the square root. Let's look at some examples on how to find the cube root of some numbers. The first number I have here is I'm asked to find the cube root of 125. The second number, I'll be finding the cube root of a decimal number, which is 0.027. And I'll also be finding the cube root of 3 over 3 over 8, which is a mixed fraction or a mixed number. So let's go ahead to solve this. The first thing I will do, I'll write my cube root sign, and this is my cube root sign. I will insert 125 into it. I'll be using prime factorization method to find the cube root of 125. What is a prime number? A prime number is a number that can only be divisible by itself and 1. And we have looked into prime numbers on first thing. So I'll come down here, 1, 2, 5. I'm going to be using a prime number to divide this. And the prime number that can divide 125 is 5. Good. 5 into 12 is 2. Remaining 2. I put my remainder here. This makes this number become 25. 5 into 25 is 5. I also use 5 again. 5 into 25 is 5. And 5 into 5 is 1. I group these in threes. I count 1, 2, 3. This is a first group. So I take one number out of this group, that is 5. Therefore, the cube root of 125 is 5. The cube root of 125 is 5. Let's look at the second example. The second example reads, we are asked to find the cube root of 0.027. 0.027. I write my cube root sign. I'll be writing my cube root sign. Okay, here it goes. Cube root sign. The number is 0.027. Okay, let's look at this number closely. This is a decimal number. How do I go about this? Whenever I am asked to find the cube root of a decimal number, I will have to change that decimal number into a fraction. I actually taught you how to change a decimal number into a fraction in first term, and I believe you understood it. So to convert 0.027 into a fraction, this gives me 27 over 1000, please. Okay, now I'll have to insert my cube root sign into this. This is my cube root sign, and this is my cube root sign. Now we're finding the cube root of 27. We'll also be finding the cube root of 1000. I'll come down here to find the cube root of 27. 3 into this is 9. 3 into this is 3. 3 into this is 1. Take my group 1, 2, 3, and I take 1 out of it. That's 3. This gives me what here? 3. Okay, let's look at the cube root of 1000. I'll come down here to find the cube root of 1000. Okay, that's 2. 2 into 10 is 5. 2 into 0 is 0. Into 0 is 0. Okay, 2 into 5 is 2. Remaining 1, I take it here. This becomes 10. 2 into 10 is 5. 2 into 0 is 0. 2 can also go into this. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 5 is 2. Remaining 1, I take the 1 here. This becomes 10. 2 into 10 is 5. 5 can also go. 5 into 12 is 2. Remaining what? 2. 5 into 25 is 5. 5 into 25 is 5. And 5 into 5 is 1. Okay. I'll be collecting my groups. 1, 2, 3. This is my first group. I take 1 out of that. That's 2. I group the other. 1, 2, 3. I take 1. That is 5. Okay. 2 times 5 gives me what? 10. That's 3 over 10. Let's look at this closely. My first question was in decimal. Now I'm having my answer in fraction. I will have to change my answer to correspond with the question that was asked. That means I'll be converting my fraction back into a decimal. If I convert my fraction back into a decimal, it gives me 0.3. Therefore, the cube root of 0.027 is 0.3. It is 0.3. Let's look at the last example. The last example is to find the cube root of 3 whole number 3 over 8. 3 whole number 3 over 8. Okay. Remember, what should I do first? I write my cube root sign. Good. This is my cube root sign. And I write 3 whole number 3 over 8. This is also a fraction. We call this a mixed fraction or a mixed number. So I have to convert this fraction into an improper fraction. What is an improper fraction? An improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. We have also done fractions before. So I change it into an improper fraction. It becomes 3 times 8 is 24. I add my numerator to it. That's 24 plus 3, that gives me 27. I come here and write the cube root of 27 over the cube root of 8. Here we go. We just found the cube root of 27. And I believe we all know the cube root of 27 because I did that in my last example. So I'll just come down here and write the cube root of 27 is what? 3. That's good. I'll come back here now to find the cube root of 8. Good. Write it down here. 2 into 8 is 4. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 2 is 1. I take my groups 1, 2, 3, just this. I pick out one number from this group, and that is 2. So I have 3 over 2. Let's look at these fractions. My question was a mixed number or mixed fraction. Now I am having an improper fraction. What do? I convert my improper fraction back to a mixed number. That gives me 1 over 2. Yeah. The cube root of 3 over 8 is equal to 1 over 2. I believe we all had a nice time. I also did. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing. Wherever you come across this topic, endeavor to solve it, because the more you practice, the more you become better. See you in my next class, which is also going to be a very exciting one, which is volume of a cube. Bye.